Wait, everybody, this is the Gamer CJ podcast on Podbean. This is a little. Sorry, I'm just eating a banana. This is a podcast about the Swedish band Europe. If you're not familiar with these two albums, it's because they're more known for it's the Final Countdown, that album. Because I'm going to be doing a review of the debut and Wings of Tomorrow. I have more experience with Wings of Tomorrow because back when I was really into that sort of weird, like the melodic hard rock, that's what I consider the Final Countdown to be, melodic hard rock. In my personal opinion, I think that basically Europe, once they hired a keyboardist, the current one, that's when they decided, let's check dollar signs. But I do think that these two albums are amazing. For those that don't know, Europe actually won a competition. Because they're from Sweden. And they won a competition. And they were more popular bands of this competition. I think it was like this Sweden rock thing. And they were originally known as Force. But there's also a good British heavy metal band called Force. But I don't think that's when I guess they changed it. But I'm going to get to the track listing really quick of Europe. And we're going to get to the debut. This album is from 1983. And these are the songs. In the Future to Come, Farewell, Seven Doors Hotel, which I think is one of their first singles. How to be, whoa, Seven Doors Hotel. You have The King Will Return, which is surprisingly a ballad, but it actually doesn't bother me. You have Boys On, I think that's actually a instrumental. Children of This Time, Words of Wisdom, Paradise Bay, and Memories. And then for the Wings of Tomorrow, you have Stormwind, Scream of Anger, Open Your Heart, which is actually the original version of the song that would appear on the album after. Treated Bad Again, Aphasia, Wings of Tomorrow, Wasted Time, Lionized Dreamer, a song that I actually decided that I didn't want, because I'm on Spotify, I'm not listening to that song. It's just one of those shitty, 70s ballads. He's a dreamer, and he's down. It's come on, dude. The previous album had none of that crap. This one, and of course you have Dance the Night Away, which, another throw-right track. As far as both albums go, the debut album, it's so good. And even the songs that sound like they're love songs don't sound like they're commercialized. Literally, I know what they're trying to do, but it doesn't sound like the Final Countdown with all the Carrie, which is my least favorite ballad of all time. And all that stuff. It doesn't feel like they're trying to get hits. And by the way, I'll tell you one thing. John Norum is one of my favorite guitarists. You hear the riffs on Europe's debut album. I mean, you can hear it. And, I know on the final, so I don't mind lyrics. But if a song sounds like crap, I listen to bachata music. I listen, and And all my friends that make it say, well, the bachatas, they talk about girls. I'm like, I don't care if you talk about girls. The music doesn't sound like you're trying to write to like teenagers, or should I say females. And I'm not saying that in a negative way, but like you're in Sweden. I mean, they can't write about. I mean, there's so many good Swedish bands. There's so many good Scandinavian bands. Like Gotham City, one of my favorite Swedish bands, and even a band called Proud. They don't talk about love. Bro, like, I don't know why Joey Tempest couldn't be like, you know what, let's write about epicness. Nah, I gotta write about love, I gotta write about all this crap. Come on. It worked, but one good album. Look, no discredit to the Final Countdown. Some of the songs on there were good, but why keyboards? Like, you could have just got. I mean, I wish they would have gotten another guitar player. I mean, okay, you can't compete with John Norum, but he sounds like he's another guitar. He sounds like Nick Bodicott from Grim Reaper, except Grim Reaper, they're not crappy like they turn into a crappy band after Europe. And I understand they have talent, but to be completely honest with you, I actually like the debut more. Just saying that, just gonna throw it out of the gate. They have this one window where they're pretty good. I mean, even The King Will Return, but that doesn't sound like Carrie or like that kind of crap. Even sure, like, it doesn't sound like that. It just sounds like a typical melodic hard rock band. They literally sound. It literally, like, those songs now, because I listen, they sound like Wishbone Ash, seriously. Because the chord structure and everything, they're not writing a hit. They're not even trying to write a hit with that song. It's just the way it's written. Like, Children of This Time, it's not like Dreamer, where you got the piano, you got all that crap. It's like I know who you're writing that for. You know what I mean? I like the straight up hard rock, hard/progressive of the first album. The second one, there's only one song I don't like, because now I had time to marinate it. Like, usually if I'm not, like, you guys gotta know, like, I have autism, I have Asperger's. There's sometimes where I'm not in the mood to hear melodic song, like ballads. I have a friend who likes a lot of the music I like, but when it comes to heavy metal, it doesn't have like the same weight. Like, he's not gonna play, like, even, I'll be honest with you, it's different genre of music, but they're probably the only Swedish sort of glam metal type bands or hair metal type band. Like, and I don't count, by the way, I don't count Scorpions as that. I think Europe I think they were trying to create a hit. Because, in essence, they were writing for a major label. Like, they weren't doing what Gotham City, they weren't on, imagine if they were on Fingerpoint Records, legendary Sweden. I think they would keep with the style of their first album. Even though they worked with Epic, I don't think they had any control over their music. They were with CBS Records, sure. But, like, I want to understand, like, what made you write a song like Carrie? Like, obviously he would say, well, we wanted to write a hit. Oh, that's a good song. Nah, not really. Even Judas Priest ballads are good. Dokken had good ballads. Rat barely had ballads. It frustrates me because a band sounds good and then they write a crappy ballad. Or their style changes, but you also know what the style is for. It's like they alienate their fans. However, With that being said, in the case of, and I'm going to get to Judas Priest, in the case of Judas Priest, even even Turbo, still some good ass songs. Sorry, just walking. Sorry, just ignore that. I'm still going to continue on my rant. Essentially, though, you have those bands. You have Europe. You have bands like Motley Crue that start out badass, and then they're like, ooh, dollar signs. Priest, for some reason, they know what Europe's identity should have been. We make great songs, but wait, I see dollar sign, like, you know what I'm saying? Europe, for instance, that album is freaking good. And you know what's funny? 1985, they remade the whole song. They remade Seminole's Hotel. The song was good. Why do you have to add keyboards? They're probably like, you know what? We made a hit. And this is even before the Final Countdown. So they literally added, like, they were in this movie, right? It was based on their music. I watched it. As soon as I hear Carrie, I'm like, that's the worst ballad of all time. First of all, it's not even about how much you miss this Carrie. It's like you don't even. It sounds like you don't miss her. It's just like you're talking about her in a weird way. I don't even want to revisit the song because, like, the way it sounds, it's literally, it's not even rock. It's annoying. So all the songs on the debut are good, and then Wings of Tomorrow, you have one crappy song, Dreamer. Open Your Hearts, it's a little cheesy, but then again, the lyrics aren't one thing. It's the fact that the music on there, Dreamer, I know who they were writing to. They wanted to get a hit for the chicks. Well, guess what? Everybody loves Judas Priest. I don't know why they couldn't go to Judas Priest route and just write a simple hard rock song. Because everybody seems to love Judas Priest. Everybody. Breaking the Law, got another thing coming. Priest never, of course, but Priest was crossover, and that's what I love about Priest. There's only two Judas Priest songs I don't like. And that's Breaking the Law and Turbo Lover. Everything else is a banger. With Europe, for instance, every slow, depressing, don't get me started with the next album after Final Countdown. Because I used to listen to that stuff, and I don't mind melodic hard rock. But when you're alienating your fan base, they're Europe, for God's sakes. I feel like once they got rid of their original, by the way, Tony Reno, Europe's original drummer, he was legitimately like they were doing the Iron Maiden Gallop type drumming, like the you can hear it in a lot of the early songs. But then when you get to the Final Countdown, Rock the Night, all that stuff, then they're like, come on. You care more about the keyboards than the actual guitar. Even though they're a progressive band, I don't know, this rant is really not going anywhere. I felt like I need to get this crap off my chest. I feel like people need to appreciate that Europe put out a good debut. So that's why I think Europe's debut album is good, but then you already see the cracks, because there are some good songs on Wings of Tomorrow, but then you got the crappy ballad. The whole album, King Return, it literally sounds like a song from the 70s, seriously. That's what it sounds like to me. The King Will Return, and then you compare that to a song like King Will Come by, or even like it literally, they're more progressive hard rock to me. Sure, it has the heavy metal hardness, like the heavy metal, like the metalness of it, but I don't consider Europe to be like to be all around metal. They have it. I think that they knew what they wanted with Wings of Tomorrow. It kind of added it to the stratosphere. So yeah, other than that, I feel that the debut is better than Wings of Tomorrow, and I also don't like. If I was in a metal band, I would no. If it was a ballad, it would be more like it would be like Remember Tomorrow by Iron Maiden. Even though it's not a ballad, slow melodic. That's it. I'm sick of people writing outright ballads, and even a band in Europe, a band from Europe in Sweden. You could have just joined the ranks of Gotham City or Proud or 220 Volt, even though 220 Volt kind of got in a crappy mood too. All right, well, that's it for the rant. I'll talk to you guys later.